Here we are. Congratulations. Emphatic one-punch knockout. Tell us real quick about that come from behind one-punch KO.
Oh, it's something I have in my repertoire that I use it all the time, but most people don't see it. I didn't get to show it last fight, but it's just natural. It's natural, and that's why I put him down. It's a natural punch. I didn't even think I was going to drop him with that punch, but he just failed. So, yeah.
Okay. We're going to take questions from the press. We have Gerardo Arencibia. Gerardo, you're up. You're going to have to unmute yourself, or Corey going to have to ask you to click him in.
Hello.
Go ahead, Gerardo. Hear you.
Hi, Joe. You made it a point in the final press conference to say that you were going to fight the same way. You stood on the ropes for large stretches of the fight. What exactly made you stick to the same game plan as the last fight?
To be honest, I don't think I was on the ropes as much as I was last fight, this fight.
Right.
But I wanted to, but after I saw him coming out trying to box, no need to be on the ropes if he's not pressuring me or he's not making me be on the ropes. So I just took what he gave me, basically.
What did you think? I mean, there was a punch that was ruled a slip prior to the knockdown. I guess my first question is, what do you think of the ruling? And also, right after that punch was landed, you came out like I'll say like a bat out of hell. Did you think you had him hurt at that point?
Yeah, I think I had him hurt. I had him hurt a few times in the fight early on with the left hook. But the right hand, it dropped him. I couldn't believe I didn't rule it a knockdown. But just like my coach, James Cooper, said, don't worry about it. Keep fighting, do it again. So they couldn't rule that one to knockdown because they couldn't rule that one to slip because he didn't get back up.
And the last question I'll ask you is, actually, I got two more. So I'll ask you another question. You didn't throw many punches with the same, I'll say, conviction as the punch that particular punch, that uppercut that you threw. Was that also by design? Were you trying to hide that punch, or you didn't have the right time for it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't want to put everything on every punch like he was, because you can brace. If a guy's throwing everything hard, you can brace for those shots. You know they coming. But if you switch the pace up of the punches, you never know what's coming. You know, it's a science.
Okay, so Gerardo, last one, and then we're going to move on.
Okay, last question. I don't know that many people were expecting this outcome. It shocked me. It took a lot of people by surprise. So right now, there's a lot of hype behind your name. What do you want to do next?
Go home. I want to go home and rest. I had a hard camp. Just whatever's next, I'm willing to take it. I'll be prepared for it. But right now, I want to go home to my kids and my family and enjoy them. I've been in quarantine. It's been a hard camp. I've been away from my kids, so I just want to go home and see my kids and spend time with them and rest.
All right, we won't keep you much longer then, Joe. We're going to hear from Keith Idec, Boxing Scene. Keith, unmute.
Joe, congratulations. You were way down on two of the scorecards. How did you feel about the scoring going into the ninth round? Did you feel you were behind in the fight?
You said I was down 2 rounds?
You were way down on two of the 79-73 on two of the scorecards. So two of the judges only scored 1 round apiece for you.
Wow, I didn't know that. I would say if I wouldn't have knocked them out unanimously, I didn't see me losing not 1 round. Even when I was on the ropes, I was catching most of the shots. That's crazy. But
just so you know, you were down 79-73 on 2 cards and 77-75 on the 3rd card. So you needed a knockout to win, obviously. How happy are you that you got it?
I'm very happy. That's shocking to know I was losing the fight. Wow.
Joe, I heard you tell Brian Custer on the broadcast just before you came down for this interview that you wanted him to get comfortable. You wanted Escudero to get comfortable and be able to catch him with that shot. Can you elaborate on that, how you were able to do that?
As I was bridging in, I wasn't throwing. I wasn't reacting off bridging in at first to see how he would react. So once I bridge and slip around, he's thinking I'm not going to punch. So that just surprised him. I bridge and shoot the shot. So that's basically it. That's what it was.
And my last question for you, Joe, obviously this was a spectacular win. What do you think a win like this does for your career? Obviously a lot of people saw it tonight.
I mean, of course it's good for my career. I can only go up from here. It's definitely a statement that was made. And I appreciate Showtime and Al Heyman, King's Promotion, Mayweather Promotions, everybody for having me. I hope that Escudero is okay. I appreciate them for taking the rematch and allowing me a chance to show that I can box, and I can box off the ropes or in the middle of the ring. And I'm just grateful. Last but not least, I want to thank God, because without him, this wouldn't have been possible.
And Joe, you do still plan to move down to 168. You mentioned that the other day. That's your plan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I took this fight. I went up for this fight, for both fights, this one and the rematch. But yeah, I'm going to go down to 68 and stay there for a little while.
Great. Thanks again, Joe. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. We'll take next question from Abraham Gonzalez. Abraham, unmute your line and you can go ahead.
Hey, George. First, happy belated birthday.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So there was, I heard you answer saying that you didn't feel like you were down not one round. So going into those late rounds, you thought you were ahead. What was your thinking going into those last rounds? I mean, did you still feel like, even though you felt like you were ahead, that you needed maybe a knockdown to solidify the win?
Honestly, no. The scorecard, that's surprising. I was boxing him the whole fight. Counter hooks, jabs, my right hands, body shots, my defense making a miss. Even when I was on the ropes and letting him punch me, he probably caught me a couple times, but that was nothing. I can't believe I was down. That's surprising. But hey, I got the knockout. I got the dub. So
now looking at the Twitter sphere, looks like Jamel Charlo tweeted out that we want Joe George with us. Been knowing kid for years from Houston, Texas. That's a lion. What's your reaction to that? When you
that's my man. That's my man. When I first started at Savannah, man, they was getting it in, and I looked up to them. I think they was like 8-0, 10-0. They had the dreads. I looked up to them. They was nice, and they really put in the work. It's a lot of people who doubted them, but they put in the work, and you cannot doubt work when it's consistent like that. So, yeah, man, I appreciate the shout out, baby, man. Yeah, one love.
Now, last question: with you being at the age that you are, do you feel like you have to maybe accelerate your progression a little coming up next year, so that you can position yourself sooner than later for those big names?
Nah, I feel good, man. I started boxing around 2021, so I turned pro at 26. So I feel like I'm still young in the sport. I still feel like a young guy, so I can still take my time. It's no rush, man. It's no rush at all.
All right, thank you for your time, and congratulations on your winning.
Thank you.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations again on an emphatic win. We'll let you go get cleaned up, showered up, and make your journey home to see the family.
Hey, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you. Stay safe and safe travels.
All right, you too.
Okay, Joe.